All right, welcome back. Happy New Year. Happy post-hangover day of the first of the year, because this is January 2nd. So, with that, it is Happy New Year. It's Personal Healthcare Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Net Waves, riding that mythical horse, taking your health to a higher level. A couple things before we get going today. Of course, usual format, we're going to do hitting the hot news here in a second. I do want to talk about some of my sponsors right quick, because I do have sponsors. I want you to check them out. Go to my website and check them out. This way they know where you're coming from, and you can get discounts. How about that? So with that, hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook is Personal Healthcare Reform. Twitter is CB Fit. Or just go to clintfuquay.com, and all those are up on the top. Click the little icon, go straight to the pages, like them, follow them, tweet with me, Facebook with me. Also the show page, personalhealthcarereform.com. So with that, my sponsors, Get MedCall Assist, fantastic, incredible mobile medicine company that is going to be going nationwide very soon. Absolutely incredible. You literally have an ER doctor in the palm of your hand. You have a medical kit at your house, medevac services, all kinds of great stuff. So definitely check them out for their services for you and your family to save on all kinds of medical costs. Also, for clothing, because it's January, you're going to start working out. You need the right clothing to work out in. I'm teaming up with a company called Kinesi. They have all cotton gear, and it's incredible, active cotton. The stuff from another company that had active cotton was horrendous. These guys actually own the patent on this product. Best cotton gear you're ever going to wear in your life. Incredible shorts as well, with a patent feature called the lock. Helps lock you in, keeps everything stable. If you play golf, you want to try this out. Also, if you're a runner, you really want to try this clothing out. So with that, there's those two. And my other biggie that I'm going to be doing stuff with is ID Life. You're going to hear a lot more about them later on in the show. So with that, here is Hitting the Hot News. This is Health in the News. First big thing, Whole Foods. Whole Foods has been up and down. They've had some issues, about staying true to what they start off with, staying true to the roots, essentially. And they are getting back to doing that. First off, as far as some of their product lineup, they're dumping Chobani yogurt as of the first of the year. So if you want to buy some Chobani over there, you better get it now, otherwise get it somewhere else. They're going to be dumping that off so they can get more organic brands in, because they are really going to get back to pushing mostly organic brands and getting anything that has GMOs or anything like that in their products. They're going to start getting those off the shelf as much as they can in the coming year. So get ready to see a lot of changes there at Whole Foods. On a side note, really huge study that came out about 3 weeks ago, back in December. It's actually proving that organic milk is far better than conventional milk. Much better fatty acid content. They're actually looking at the omega-3 content, and it's much higher omega-3 content than normal milk. And also, there's no hormones in there, which is even better, and no antibiotics, because you don't want to have those in your milk if you're going to drink milk. Some people are for it, some people are against it. Either way, if you're going to have it, have the best. And also, if you're going to have the best, go get it fresh squeezed. That's called raw milk. Fresh squeezed in the morning. Best way to get it. Straight from the cow. So, other health news. New blood pressure numbers from the Joint National Committee. They have actually increased blood pressure numbers before recommending medications, which is very good. Normally, the numbers are going down so they can get more people on meds. They're actually increasing numbers, mostly because everybody's stressed out and everybody's blood pressure numbers are up due to the economy and everything else. So they have to factor some of that in, because stress plays a huge role in blood pressure. Going on with that, the FDA, if you haven't heard, the FDA got hacked. Yes, that's right. The FDA, Food and Drug Administration, got hacked. What got hacked? All kinds of clinical trials, other private information from pharmaceutical companies. So whenever you start seeing new articles coming out about trials, failed trials, and things about pharmaceutical companies, you know where they're coming from. They're coming straight from the FDA file bank that was private, was not supposed to be accessed, and got hacked. So that's where that's coming from. I'm sure that'll be up on the news in the next few weeks or so. Along with that, FDA right now is actually wanting some proof from all the soap manufacturers out there about the antibacterial soaps, seeing if they actually really do work. which is already a known thing. They don't work, and the main thing on that is they actually decrease your immune function. So if you're going to use soap, use the regular stuff, use the real stuff. Dr. Bronner's has a really, really good soap line, actually. And e-cigs, the little e-cigarettes you see everybody smoking right now, trying to go away from cigarettes, are just as harmful as cigarettes. Just so you know this. The chemicals they put in there that you're breathing in that taste all nice and have all kinds of cool flavors and everything, both the smoke you're breathing in and the secondhand smoke that you're breathing out, yes, just as bad as cigarettes. Just different chemicals. So just want to put that out there for you. And last but not least, in the ACA news, because I got to pick on the ACA, right now the feds are seeking mandates for unpaid coverage, because there's going to be a major lapse in coverage coming first of the year, which is right now. So they're actually going to be, they're looking for ways to force insurance companies to pay for coverage, even though people have not paid for their coverage. And they're also going to look for some mandates for universal Medicaid acceptance. So if your doctor doesn't accept Medicaid, they're going to try to force doctors to accept Medicaid. And if you're in Washington State, you already know about this because you've been affected. The exchange website has been giving erroneous charges, which means they have been drafting money out of people's accounts before they were supposed to draft money out of accounts, and in some cases have double drafted accounts. Not making a very Merry Christmas for a few people there. And the biggest piece of that, Lie of the Year. This is a great one. I love this one. Lie of the Year was the if you like it, you can keep it phrase. We all know who said it. One lie of the year, unanimously. Biggest one. And with that, one last little thing I want to throw in here. There's a huge study that came out showing that multivitamins are harmful to you. You're not supposed to take them. You shouldn't take them. They're horrible. They're bad. They're going to kill you. All this bad stuff. Actually, the only thing that this big study proved, and it was a horrendously done study, is why you should not take synthetic vitamins and why synthetic vitamins are harmful to your health. And they really are. So we're going to talk about that here in the next segment of the show because, well, I want you to be healthy. I want you to be successful. That's it for Health in the News. Come back here with us in just a second. Right now we got a word from some of our sponsors, and we're going to be back with Tad Tomaseski, and we're going to talk about how to be successful and resolute on your resolutions for this year.
Are you recently divorced or recently widowed or just find yourself alone for any reason? If you're looking for a housemate, you've come to the right place. I'm Laurie Miller with colodgingclub.com. We specialize in helping facilitate housemates for the 50-plus crowd. If you're interested in learning more, go to www.colodgingclub.com. www.colodgingclub.com.
Hello, everybody on Pegasus Netwaves Radio. Are you tired of establishment politics and partisanship? Take some time in your day and check out hippopolitics.com, your source for smarter, middle-of-the-road, anti-establishment type politics. Hippopolitics.com, your source for smarter politics.
All right, welcome back, Personal Health Care Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Netwaves, and it is the first of the year. Welcome back with us. We're going to talk about how to stay resolute on your resolutions. And my guest, fantastic guest, I'm actually probably not the most fit guy in the room right now. This is odd for me. So I've got Mr. Tad Tomaseski here with me. He is an ID Life founding member, pastor over at Elevate Life Church. If you haven't been there, it's incredible place. And just to throw out your past, because you've got some great pictures on Facebook right now, was a national level bodybuilder and incredible. I had the nice blonde flowing hair, and big muscles and everything. So
that was a while back.
Yeah, so looking like He-Man on there.
Yes, well, actually, that was one of my idols growing up when I was a kid, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So I'm glad I looked like him.
It has to be. That was one of the best cartoons out there.
Absolutely the best. Well, hey, thanks for having me on here, Clint. Glad to be able to share some things with people at the beginning of the year. I know people want to make some new commitments and make some changes in life, and there's effective ways to go about doing that.
Yeah, very much. And actually, before we get rolling here, I do want to throw the question out there. Who is Tad? Who are you? What do you do now? Because, of course, like I said, you're a national level bodybuilder. You're now a pastor over at Elevate Life Church, and you're a part of ID Life. So.
Absolutely. Well, my entire life has been about health and wellness. I started competing when I was 17 years old, and Went all the way up to win Mr. Teen America when I was 19. Then as an adult, won Mr. St. Louis, Mr. Missouri, Mr. Mid-America, and then I retired at the tender age of 22. And early retirement from bodybuilding. And my wife also, she's was a national champion bodybuilder, 2 collegiate Miss USA, got 3rd in the world over in Japan in natural bodybuilders. And then after having our kids, she came out of retirement and went into fitness and got her IFBB Pro card and was a IFBB professional fitness competitor. And now she's training for the World Championships in rowing. So she hasn't quit competing.
Yeah,
I'm the audience. I'm the cheerleader now.
Yeah,
and
you need to pick it up. You need to
I know.
Her.
So, but nowadays, we owned a couple of physical therapy and personal training centers down in Florida. And our life has always been about health and wellness and nutrition. And so throughout our entire life, we've searched for what is the best nutritional programs, what's the best way to exercise. We help people with rehabilitation of injuries and as well as different life changes to make as well, too. So that's what I've always done. Now, on the other side, I also love to help people make change in life. And really, that's what ministry is about. To me, it's not any different whether it's in ministry, helping them change their life spiritually, or whether it's physical, helping them change their life physically. I think body, soul, and spirit are all important together.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. I mean, if somebody comes in and they have their what, which is, I just want to get a six-pack, that's great. Well, what happens after you get your six-pack? You're going to go party, you're going to grab a six-pack, you lose a six-pack. Now where are you?
Right, exactly.
So they don't have a why, and they don't have a real reasoning for doing that and living a lifestyle of that, as opposed to just doing it for kicks.
And so at this season of my life right now, spiritually, as a pastor at Elevate Life Church, executive pastor, I stand in the pulpit for the senior pastor, Keith Kraft, when he travels and speak, as well as help mentor the staff and mentor the groups of servant leaders and men's ministries and different things there. And then as far as in the physical, I'm with a company called ID Life, which the ID is for individual design. I think the same way that we believe spiritually, everybody's unique. God created them to be unique, to be different, not like anybody else. We'll have a unique fingerprint, as my pastor says. He's actually got a book called Your Divine Fingerprint, and it's all about learning your unstoppable force and discovering your uniqueness. And so we believe that spiritually about people. We also believe that about people's bodies and know that's different. Everybody's completely different, or we're not the same as the next person next.
Even identical twins, if you look at them on a genetic level, they look mostly alike, but genetically they are complete worlds apart.
Right. And so really that's what this company ID Nutrition or ID Life is about. And they have a product called ID Nutrition, which is individual design nutrition. And it's about understanding how unique each person is. And as a result, we can't all take the same vitamins. You mentioned that earlier. I'm sure you're going to allude to that. That study that came out, really what they were talking about was not only just synthetic, but it was a Centrum 1-a-day vitamin is what they evaluated. Which we always tell everybody, not only does one size, it's a one-size-fit-all. It says not only does one size not fit all, it really doesn't fit anybody. So
exactly. One size fits one person, especially when we're talking about how things should fit for you and fit in you, things like that. If you've ever worn a custom-made suit, you'll understand this very quickly. You go buy something off the rack, you'll never wear it after you've done something custom-made. You just won't do it.
Same way, and it's the same way with nutrition and everything else as well. So that's the main areas of my focus right now.
Very good, very good. Well, since it is New Year's, I do want to put some stuff out there for helping people succeed in their New Year's resolutions, because usually the number one thing is either A, I'm going to change my life, or B, I got to lose 20 pounds, and they'll focus on some weight loss or some arbitrary thing as opposed to actually making things a lifestyle. So I wanted to talk about how to succeed in that with your New Year's resolutions and not putting too many things on the table to try to accomplish.
Sure, absolutely. Well, first let me tell you this, that weight is not a problem. Weight is not the problem. Weight is a symptom of the real problem. And that's where people get confused. So they go out to lose weight. It'd be kind of like trying to cure allergies by treating the runny nose. So you can take antihistamines, get rid of the runny nose, but it's going to continue to come back because you didn't deal with the real issue, which is the allergies. So it's the same way with weight loss. People try to lose weight, and that's why they lose it. They gain it. I mean, most people lost, hundreds of pounds. The problem is they've gained the same hundreds of pounds back, and a little bit more usually, So the problem is they're not dealing with the real issue, which is the lifestyle. And the lifestyle is what has to be dealt with, and as a result, the weight will come. And the biggest thing for that is really consistency. You know that, Clint. I mean, you're a consistent guy. That's what you do. You've got your special water here. Every day you mix the same water. You follow routine. It's a way of life for you. It's what you do, and it's the same way for me. And my lifestyle, the end result of my lifestyle is a health, is a wellness, is a physique that I'm happy with, that I'm pleased with, but that's not my focus. My focus is the lifestyle that leads to that end result.
Yeah, exactly. It's putting everything together and living how you want to live for the outcomes that you're looking for. And most people don't look at the big long-term outcomes, which is looking, thinking, whenever I'm 90, where do I want to be? How do I want my life to be? Who do I want to have around me? What successes do I have in my life? And now how do I have to live to actually achieve these things?
Right. So as people look at their program for the beginning of the year, a couple of things I try to help people with as it relates to exercise, because obviously diet, nutrition, exercise are going to be the things in the end, the lifestyle changes that are going to equate to less pounds on your body and less body fat. But most people, I had a saying in my business, and it was, good intentions don't change your dimensions.
I like that one.
You see a lot of people with great intentions at the beginning of the year. You go in the first week after the New Year's, you can't get on a machine, a cardio machine, a piece of equipment in the gym, and just wait and go in February, and it's like a ghost town. You can get on anything. People have great intentions. They start out like a fireball, and then they're all gone. Oh, yeah. And on that point, I'll give you one thing, and people, when they hear this, they go, well, I like the sounds of that. So I'm going to tell you something everybody wants to hear. If you want to get in better shape, do less. If you want to get in better shape, do less. Plain and simple.
This is
what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that it's people go in and they think it's about intensity. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. Exactly. And the great thing is, if you start with less, you can always do more. The problem is, if you start with too much, you won't ever do less. You'll quit. So what most people do is they overcommit, they do too much, they go in, they get sore, they're miserable, they don't really have enough time to do that consistently. So what happens is, instead of stepping it back, they just end up quitting altogether. If they would have started with less, something that realistically fits into their schedule, realistically fits into their conditioning level, that they can feel good about doing and not leave the gym being miserable, and it can be something that's a pleasant experience, then with time they can slowly step it up. But the most important thing, instead of dropping the weight and being intense, is being consistent going to the gym. Make that your focus. Consistency, not the intensity.
Exactly. Genius point. And part of that comes back to do what you can do, or actually better yet, do what you will continue to do. And whenever you start working out, work out to the point that you feel good. Mostly because you're not ready for the pain. You can't respect it yet. You can't go psycho like we do at times in the gym. You have to work up to that. And get your body prepared for it. And there's a lot of prep that goes into it. So it's start off small, work up to bigger.
Yeah.
It's like a snowball. It just gets bigger with time. Or if you start losing it, then you go back and you find it, kind of like going to lost and found.
Right.
If you lose something, you go to lost and found, you find it, and you find some other stuff, and you bring it back with you.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens with weight. So we've got a few more minutes here.
Well, as it relates to that, let's just briefly touch on how to be consistent, because one of the things that stops people from working out is life is very busy. So if I could encourage everybody to do one thing in order to help them be consistent, that is, do your exercise first thing in the morning. Get up earlier, do it then. You might say, well, I have a hard time going to sleep. Well, if you get up early in the morning and start working out, keep doing it for a while, you'll find yourself going to sleep easier and easier. Mm-hmm. And if you still have a struggle, we got a great product at ID Life. I'm glad to introduce you to that. So, but also by doing that before the day starts, it's really hard to say that there's something else I need to do at 5 o'clock in the morning besides sleep. So other things don't get in the way. And otherwise, no matter what, because it's not a priority for you, you've had a hard time making that a priority, life will always get in the way. Something will come up and something will get in the way, and you'll become inconsistent. So do it first thing. And then on the food thing as well, prioritize your foods. Pre-eat. I tell people, prepare. Larry North, who's the wellness coach for ID Life, for the whole company, tells everybody that the people who are really fit nutritionally pack. They pack all the time. He's not talking about guns, but they got like you pack your water. People pack their food. They carry it with them. Prepare foods ahead of time. Don't go to bed without knowing what you're going to eat the next day. You usually know pretty much what your day is going to look like. So even if you can cook, but even if you're not going to cook, before you go to bed, think about the day and think how it's going to go. And in your mind, have a mental plan on what you're going to do for your food for the day. So that way when you get to the day, you don't just get busy and grab whatever, or not eat and then just binge at the end of the day, which is the worst thing possible. So be prepared. Do your workouts in the morning. Know what you're going to eat before the day ever starts.
Yeah, and if you already know what you're going to eat, you don't have to worry about it. It's there for you. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you, which is nice to have. Is having it sitting there waiting for you. And I do want to talk about ID Life right quick, because my past was, for 3 years I actually helped run a nutritional supplement company. I did product formulation, things like that. And one of the issues with that is trying to figure out how to manufacture a product that's going to fit into a certain piece of the population and not cause any issues. And I saw this first time January last year. The ID Nutrition line is just genius in how they do the formulation. It's got 4,000 algorithms, over 4 million combinations of what gets produced, and it's individual for every person. So no matter what kind of ailment you have or medications you're on, everything is customized around that.
Yeah, there's over 7,000 clinical studies that are always updated whenever new discoveries come out. It's all evidence-based, peer-reviewed medical journals. And as a result, what happens is most people produce a product and try to fit the people into the product. Paul Sullivan, the creator, I've gotten a chance to be good friends with him now, started this 17 years ago. And what he did is he identified everybody's needs first, and then made the product based on the need. Rather than make the product and make you need the product, he found out what the people's needs were, then began to develop the product based on the needs.
Yeah, perfect. We got to get out of here, so if you will give everybody your contact information, how they can get a hold of you, how they can get it to Elevate Life Church, and everything else, we'll get that.
Well, you can always find Tad Tomaseski on Facebook, of course, if you can spell
Yes.
Tomaseski, Tomaseski, just like it sounds. Or they can be glad if they want to find out more about the product I talk about, they can go to my website, which is idlifeyourfuture.com. So that's the letter I, the letter D, life, L-I-F-E, yourfuture.com. Be glad to share it with them, and it's the only true customized nutrition product in the market.
And we'll actually be launching it on January 18th, which is incredible. So with that, I bid you farewell. Come back for the next show, and also hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, clintfuquay.com. Everything is there, including ID Life and my other sponsors, Get Med Call Assist and Kinesi. And also, one other thing, to help you succeed in the new year, buy my book and workbook. They are out. They will be on Amazon. This is a full-spec program to get you to where you will have success in health for the next year.